Now, what is a holographic matrix?
A holographic matrix is, well, first let's start with what the matrix is.
Okay.
And
it's like the movie, right?
Yes, like the movie. However, we want to see this as intersecting frequency signals. Each and every one of us are electromagnetic beings. We are constantly generating frequencies, vibrations from our body that go out into the field and intersect with the frequencies that other people are generating. And then those intersections begin to create a collective grid. And all of the beings who are plugged into that collective grid, because it's based on their frequency and their consciousness, they're having resonant experiences. So we could say there are a group of people who are experiencing the third dimensional matrix, and then there are a group of beings who are experiencing, let's say, a fifth dimensional matrix. So there are different collective vortices of energy that beings co-create, and then that essentially creates a joint experience.
When you were going through these situations, did you feel at any point that you could be harmed?
You know, because the unconditional love that I experienced it shed a light on any false belief I ever had about myself or about anything else within existence. It overpowered fear. So there are two dominant states of being within existence, being love and fear, and then you have the spectrum in between. But because this ultimate supreme love just washed over me, I felt infinitely protected. And I also understood the role or the nature of what some people would call evil or bad. And I understood that would just be a frequency that I would have to attune myself to be subject to that reality. So love actually gives you supreme protection and power because you're no longer afraid.
You did a live stream with your social media audience, thanks to technology, where you explained what the Matrix was. In a nutshell, let's take a look.
Okay. We're just going to start out with explaining what the Matrix is. What is a Matrix? What is the Matrix? Why do we call it a Matrix? And I want you to see the Matrix simply as different energetic frequencies that are intersecting, meaning the frequencies that you're generating from your being, they are intersecting and interacting with the frequency grid lines that somebody else is generating from their being, because we are all electromagnetic beings. We are constantly generating these frequencies, broadcasting these frequencies, creating our own grid. And I posted a reel on this the other day, or like 2 days ago. So when a mass part of the consciousness is vibrating on a similar wavelength or frequency, they are fueling that particular grid experience. So if we kind of take a step back and we look at the entire multiverse, sort of like what the Galactic Federation is showing me right now is there are infinite matrix grids that a being can be plugged into. And so what we're going to be talking about today is, as the sovereign creator of your reality, starting to ask yourself, which grid am I plugged into? Which matrix grid template am I fueling? Which matrix grid template am I co-creating with other beings who are on that same frequency wavelength?
Pretty deep, girl. It's very good, though.
Thank you.
What are parallel realities, and what do they have to do with this?
I like to see parallel realities as infinite frames or slots within existence that are always being created, because source is experiencing itself through each and every one of us. And when we have a new desire, that essentially creates or activates a new timeline a new reality, parallel reality or timeline in the quantum field that can be experienced. And so because they're infinite in nature, they're also all happening and available simultaneously. A great example of this is when you're listening to the radio station And
my show.
Exactly. And let's say someone decides to change from your show and listen to something else. It doesn't mean that your station is not still broadcasting your show, and that beings are not still tuned into that. So really, we want to see reality as an infinite radio station broadcasting different signals, thus creating different realities, but all happening at the same time.